Welcome back to the channel, guys. Here's 5 days later after the last video with that initial LST. Just showing the growth here. As you can see, they kind of exploded. They kind of grew a lot here. So yeah, we're 5 days after that initial LST. That makes it day 25 right here. We're day 25. This was that big girl, that Gelato 44 right there. I think they look great. Definitely a plus doing the LST. All right, here we're day 26. This is the next day right here. Just wanted to show another little video of how much they grew just from one day to the next. See a few holes poked around there. That's from the LST. That's the only bad part. A lot of times if you're not paying attention and you're trying to stick the stakes down or the garden wire or those staples and you penetrate some leaves and start to look ugly. Here's your cheese. Looks almost mainlined, but it's not mainlined. I probably should have mainlined that one, realistically. She was at a perfect height to do it, but I didn't. This was just after a watering. As you can see, the leaves are droopy. They needed to be watered. I had just watered. But yeah, I'm trying to get all these bottoms and lowers to come on over to fill that pot. So I'm pulling those lowers towards the outside of the pots. Haven't taken off any fan leaves at all. Just letting them do their thing. Definitely need those fan leaves. They're like solar panels, of course, there are plants. So that's a huge plus. Keeping them there. When it comes time to it, of course, I will defoliate. But at this stage where they are, they need those fan leaves so they could photosynthesize and all that. Just leaf tucking, you see there. Oh no, we have another hole. From LST, of course. But yeah, this is day 26. This is day 26, and just from one day to the next, the growth is rapid. Over here now, guys, we are day 29. This is 3 days later. 3 days later, as you can see, they're now becoming bushy. That plant right there, that cheese, doing exactly what I wanted to do by pulling back those lowers to the outside. I'm starting to fill everything up. Here I'm showing, this is the main stalk right here. That's the main top, but I pinned her down, as you can see right there. I did have a bud clip where she's twisted, but she started to get so thick I didn't want her to snap, so I pinned her down right there. That way we could get that canopy nice and even as possible, and keep training. There's your cereal milk. She's the smallest out the bunch. She's about 3-4 days behind. She did go through a little stress in the beginning, if you guys recall in the video when I had the two plants together, two seeds together. But overall, LST, in my opinion, growing photoperiods is the way to go. On the right side of that tent there, we are Royal Queen seeds. Left side of the tent there, we are Barney's Farm seeds. But I would highly recommend people to train their photoperiods, in my opinion. I think it pays off. Here, we're going to start training our ladies some more. Now we're going to really do some LST. So just made a video for you guys here so you can kind of see me pulling down some tops, pulling down some lowers, getting everything over to the side, try to fill the pot up. This is your Gelato 44. This is the big girl right here. This is the big girl right here. Yeah, so I'm just pinning, pulling, lowering everywhere that I feel fit. I'm putting bud clips where I think I need to put bud clips compared to pulling some down and over. There's even some stems where I have 2 bud clips. It's making almost like a staircase type of effect where it like goes out, up, which is pretty cool actually, and to grow and to see the stems like that, it's pretty cool actually. But yeah, just pulling down. You see me just slowly working it. The key here definitely is you don't want to break anything. So I recommend prior to just pulling something down or prior to putting a bud clip on, I would highly recommend maneuvering the plant or the stem that you want to bend over first and kind of like work it. Don't just pull it down because you might end up snapping. Bud clips, I try to stay away from the branch. Like, I don't go too low to the branch where it's coming from the main stalk, because you could snap it right there. So I go a little further out. My apologies, I probably should have put the camera a little closer, just so you can see exactly what I'm doing, but you guys get the gist. I'm pulling everything down where I feel fit, where it should go. That was your gelato 44. Here now we have your, this is the big girl on the back, which is the cheese. So I'm just working them. The cheese exploded a lot, man. Like, she got super bushy, exactly how I wanted it to happen. It's weird though, with all the different strains and phenols and all that good stuff, you get to see how they grow differently. I'm just glad that I topped and I did the LST. Just a slow process here. You can see she's super bushy. I'm still not pulling any fan leaves out. I'm still keeping all the fan leaves. I'm just pinning everybody. It's a long process, and a lot of times people don't want to LST because of how long it takes. If you have the patience for it, which I do, and I enjoy doing it because of the growth that happens from it, I recommend you guys do it, man, because it's worth it. As you can see here, it's paying off, man. And the growth that you get is just amazing, in my opinion. Had I not did LST, the plants would have got tall. Realistically, they would have got tall, and I would have had to probably flip in a month. So LST for sure pays off. Again, these are photoperiods, guys. These are photoperiods. When it comes to autos, might be a little different. It's probably best to let them go unless you do a little research, or if you have topped and trained your prior autos. But not all auto strains like topping and like LST. Sometimes you will stress them right into flower. So just keep that in mind. For the most part, for autos, they like to flip on their own, but for the most part, a lot of times they're flipping by like day 25, 30, 35, roughly. Some people get lucky and they just go for a long time, which is crazy. Some people actually had to flip their autos, which is pretty cool, actually. They got super big, super tall, and then they ended up having to flip it and make it 12-12. Here you got your lemon drizzle, and same thing again. I'm pinning down where need be. I'm pulling where need be, because the whole point of doing all this is try to get a nice even canopy. Try to fill the pot in completely, as wide as possible. Fill in the whole space. And that's what we're doing here. Nothing major, nothing amazing. As you can see, I fast forwarded the video because who wants to see just that video alone? I think when I recorded for this LST right here was like 30 minutes. That's how long it took me to take care of all these plants. It literally took me about 30 minutes to do all of this LST to them. So it takes time, guys. If you have the time, you have the patience, like I said, I recommend you do it. Can get frustrating at times because you'll go the next day and it'll look like you didn't do anything to the plant. And then you got to continue to LST the next day or in 2 days. With photoperiods, they're a lot more giving, where if they do get stressed out, they can recoup over time. But yeah, this is I feel like this is going to be a good run. And so far, it's been good so far. Can't complain. Again, I'm in Grow Peaceful Soil, which is a super soil. And the plants seem to be loving the soil. I mean, you can see with the rapid growth and how they're doing. In my opinion, they're looking great. Here you got the baby of the bunch, the cereal milk, which is about 3 to 4 days behind everybody. Initially, there was one seed I put in, did not pop. And then I waited, I found a seed, and then I planted 2 seeds, not directly side by side, but a few inches apart from each other. They both popped, and then I ended up pulling the original one out because I didn't want the roots to tangle up, which they did. I did pull that first one out and repot it, if you guys recall. But I have a feeling that one's a little smaller only because of the stress that I went through. But this is what it looks like after the LST, guys. After the LST, this is day 29, right after that LST, just so you see what it looks like. And in my opinion, I think they look great. I think they look really good. All right, now this is day 31. We're 2 days later after doing that LST, and you can see that growth. You can see that growth right there. That's your the two tops over there actually are, because I flipped the camera and came around, that's your cereal milk. The two tops on the right hand side was your cheese. On the top left was your lemon drizzle. The bottom left is your gelato 44, because I'm in the side door just to get a better view of everybody there. But look at the growth. Look at the growth in 2 days. That's 2 days, which is insane. So I recommend doing this LST, guys. It's paying off. Here we're 2 days later after that initial LST, day 33, and they're loving life. They're filling those pots exactly how I want them to do. It's pretty cool watching the growth. I'm not gonna lie. I enjoy it. I truly enjoy it. You get the work pays off. You get to see it, and the work pays off. Look at that cheese back there. How she's just so bushy. They all are. Look at this gelato 44. It's insane. Insane, guys. So we're day 33 still, but I did some more LST. You can see there's some more bud clips thrown in there, and I did water them. I gave everybody a gallon of water except for the baby cereal milk. She got about 2.5 to 3 liters, but everybody at this point right now got a full gallon, and I had very little runoff, just a few drips here and there. They took up the whole entire gallon. Day 33. I had to do some more LST because they were just exploding, so I'm trying to keep it in check. And they're looking good. They're looking really, really good. Right here now, we're day 34. The next day. The next day after doing the LST that you guys just saw, and look how much they exploded. They've exploded. It's nonstop. They just continue to explode and explode and explode, which is pretty cool. Which is pretty cool in my opinion, for sure. So get to it, guys. Don't be afraid, man. Get in there and get some LST. Try it on one plant. You don't have to do it on all 3 plants. The only downfall to when you do LST, you might now have to raise that pot if you have multiple pots in your tent, just so it can keep up with the canopy. But my goal is to have a nice even canopy, and we're getting there. We're absolutely getting there. This is day 34. This is the next day after I did some LST. Right here, we're day 36. I did a little more LST. This is 2 days after the last video. I did a little bit more LST. As you can see, all these bud clips, because I need to control these tops big time. So as you can see, I got the bud clips having the tops face downwards. And I'm pulling branches to the side. I'm still pulling out to where I need to. And it's all paying off, guys. I mean, it's the growth is incredible. I can't say it anymore. I'm shocked, and I don't know why I'm shocked, but if you give these ladies the right conditions and everything that they need, guys, I mean, you could do the same thing right here. I'm not doing anything special. I'm just giving it your water pH at a 6.5. I did run into a pH issue on all of the pots. It went down to about a 5.8. So the last watering prior to this video right here, I had gave it a 7.2 to kind of raise that pH. And then the next watering after that, I also gave it a 7.2. So the good news is that we brought that right back up. We're at a 6.4, 6.5 right now for pH in the soil. So definitely working out. So if you're interested in trying the LST, guys, just go for it. You're not going to become a better grower if you don't try things, if you don't break things. Go for it, guys. But stay tuned, subscribe, like, stay positive, stay blessed, guys. And always remember to chuck them deuces.